Just wait. The evidence. The weight. Investigators believe this weight was used as the weapon of choice. The blood splatters are most likely those of Janessa. The weapon was found 2 feet southeast from the body. The notebook.
Meet me behind the school at 2:30. If no one shows up, this will continue to happen. Send one person and make sure you come alone. I will wait until 2:45. If no one is there by then, be prepared for another accident tomorrow. See you then.
This very important piece of evidence was found on the table at the crime scene. It was assumed that it was written by the murderer. The victim, Janessa. The body of the victim was confirmed to be a 25-year-old female who stood at 5'10" and weighed 140 pounds. There was a gash to the head located above the left ear. The bloody footprint. The footprint was found between the victim's left arm and head. It is assumed that this footprint belongs to the murderer. Other evidence that was found at the crime scene was an overturned chair and a pair of bloody goggles. Also found at the crime scene was a beaker, a test tube holder, and a notebook which had a note on it, also covered in blood.
She was 25 years old and she was living a very successful life. She was going to college, working a part-time job at Chuck E. Cheese, and was staying healthy and fit to live a better lifestyle. There was a side that nobody knew about, though. She could be a very devious individual. She was in her favorite room of the house she rented with her best friend she had known over 15 years, the Sunday. This is where they did everything together, played games, ate meals, and even did illegal drugs. The relationship they had with their drug dealer, though, was not a good one. He was an angry jerk. The one time Jessica asked to meet him, she did not have enough money to cover the amount of drugs he decided to sell her. They were already short with their last payment to him, so he was very upset. They always met behind the high school the three of them used to attend. This was a good area to meet since this is where nobody went and all the school's junk was located. He said he would spare them this time, but the next time they better have all of the money to pay him back or somebody would be getting hurt. At the time of the next meeting, Janessa and her roommate had a great idea of giving their dealer counterfeit money. This way they didn't lose the money they needed to pay for their rent and utilities. When she met them behind the school, she was nervous yet anxious to get this over with. He finally got there, and she gave him the money, and waited for him to say something so they could part. Well, this time he went through the money, and he looked at the first one on the pile. She said, "Oh, it's new money, straight from the bank, so that's why it feels a little funny." He looked at her with anger in his eyes and said, "This is far from new money, this is all fake." Janessa got scared and tried to escape, but it was too late. The dealer picked up an old dumbbell and cracked her skull with it. He then continued to beat her in the head until she had no pulse. He knocked off all the things on the old table and left a note for Janessa's roommate. This was the only way he thought his two clients would know that he was being serious.